Football season is here, and I'm going to be having a wonderful fun game day party. I'm going to be making some homemade subs, meatball subs with homemade meatballs. They're super easy and super delicious. Let me show you just how easy they are to put together and how nice they look when they're served on a wonderful sub roll. I'm also serving these meatball subs with a wonderful homemade roasted potato wedges. Let's get started putting this meatball recipe together. Let's get started making our meatballs. First of all, I want to show you a little trick. I'm going to be adding sausage to my meatballs, so I'm going to take my scissors, and where you see that middle grommet, I'm just going to snip that off. I don't want it to fall into my bowl. Snip that off. And then we're just going to take the other end, where it has the other little grommet, grab that nice and tight, and just start twisting. Twist and twist. And you'll see that your sausage is coming out nice and clean. You don't have to cut the entire package apart, and it doesn't stick on the inside either as it's coming out. So in the bottom of my bowl, I have some crushed up crackers. These are just some regular Ritz crackers, but you could use breadcrumbs, seasoned breadcrumbs, anything you'd like, anything of that same texture and quality. And I'm going to add about a pound of ground beef to my bowl, right along the sausage and right along with the cracker crumbs. Now I've added an egg right onto the top, and I'm going to go ahead and start adding in some other ingredients. I have about a tablespoon and a half of milk. You could also use some cream thinned out. I'm going to add in a bunch of black pepper, some salt. We'll definitely need salt. This is my own recipe that I made up, and it seems to work so nicely. Some garlic powder, onion powder, and I'm going to add some oregano. There we go. That should be just fine. Now that we have all the ingredients together, we're going to just start mixing it up. I'm just going to mix it right like this with my hands. And you don't want to squish it or compact it really tightly, because if you do, your meatballs might be tough. The egg will help hold everything together, as well as the breadcrumbs. Once you get the meatballs all mixed up, it's time to start rolling. Just grab a portion as big as you want and just roll it around lightly. When you roll it, do it really lightly with a really light touch. Try to make the meatballs as close to the same size as you can, so that they'll all cook evenly. All the meatballs are rolled and ready to go in the oven. Now I'm just going to give them each a little sprinkling of salt on top, just to make sure they have a really good flavor. Into the oven, I have it preheated at 350, and I'm going to leave them in for about 30 to 40 minutes, depending on the size that you make them. I'm just going to make mine until they're golden brown on the outside. Then I'm going to cut mine in the crock pot. I have my slow cooker preheating. That way, as soon as the meatballs are done, I can put them right in here where they're nice and hot. And the slow cooker will be warm as well. Here are the meatballs right out of the oven. They smell wonderful. Just added this wonderful marinara sauce to my slow cooker as well. This way it can get heating up and already be hot when I put the meatballs in. I have just made some potato fries. I cut up some potatoes and I drizzled them with olive oil and tossed them in some seasonings, French fry seasoning, and some garlic powder. I'm going to get these to the oven. I am so happy you're here today to make these wonderful meatball subs. They'll be so good at our party tonight. I can't wait to serve them. Our guests are just going to love them. And we'll be serving them with wonderful provolone cheese slices and mozzarella shredded cheese on top. We'll be serving them with a vegetable tray and homemade potato wedges. I just took the potato wedges out of the oven. They smell wonderful. And the meatballs are hot in the crock pot with the sauce. Let's put them together and I'll show you just what they look like. They're so delicious. I am so happy you're here today. I had so much fun putting these recipes together and celebrating at the football game. I always love watching football. It was so good to have you, and I'm so glad you were here. Please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.